I'm going to the first question. Oh, okay. Before that, if are there anyone would like to share how you feel today? Stage is yours. Yes, Sophie. Yes, Sophie.
Okay, sorry. Um, it made me feel good. I've had a pretty stressful day and week and month and year, honestly. But like taking times like this, to um, especially with other people there, like it's hard for me to do it for myself all the time, but having other people and having like a guide there is really helpful for me, and just lets me take a break from all that and focus on the love that exists when everything else goes away, I think. And um, going from like myself, my town, my country, like the whole world, I just have this image in my head of like zooming out into space and like love filling everything up. And it's just a really great experience for me. So thank you.
Yeah, welcome. And we can say hear your happiness even from your voice, and we glad to hear you are having kind of a uh, blissfulness even after a stressful day. And yes, of course, we have very good meditation community here. So they all love to meditate and they are so positive with the meditation. There are some absent participants, they are also very with very good and it's like accepting others' joy. Are there anyone else would like to share your thoughts today?
Um, I really like the story about the anger and not reacting, because sometimes when you're in a situation, you tend to react, and then being in the moment and being present, it really does. And getting reminded and understanding, and that giving that loving kindness to the whole world kind of changes your perspective. So
Indeed.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, nice to hear. And so, yeah, that's a really good thing. And that about the story also. So, when we get angry, usually, so we want that the our sudden feeling is that our gut feeling is I should react. But if we give some time, then we feel like, yeah, I shouldn't react this moment. And after a year or so, if we reflect back, sometimes we may feel like should I have done that? Well, I shouldn't done that. So I should have done that in a different way. Likewise, so when anger rises, it's better to calm ourselves and give kind of a pause without reacting, finding the best response, because there are so many options we can find. But if we angry, there is only one option, that is screaming back or hitting with something or saying something bad, and then regrets come after some time. Yeah. Okay. Are there anyone else would like to share?
I could say that there's just so much that's been going on in our country this past week or so. And I just really feel like it's thrown me way out of bounds. And at times I just kind of found myself so confused and kind of not, I didn't know which way to go or how to feel. And I could say that this session helped to bring me back into myself and help me to see things in a whole different perspective. and where I was maybe feeling some hurts and some angers about particular things going on in our country. This has helped me to maybe feel love and feel kindness and feel a little differently towards some of the things that are going on.
Yeah, that's true. I know. And yeah, that's true. Uh, so we have to act wisely so that the wisdom is with us when we have the emotional intelligence. So we have to understand anger and also that reacting and responding to different things. If someone say like, I shouldn't respond, that's wrong. You should respond because you think that there is a kind of a threat to you, and at that time, if the law enforcement is present and if there is do something as a legal action, that is something you should have taken or you should do. But the anger is a different thing. uh, Going with the right solution is a different thing. And again, so at the end of the day, if we lose our peace, so then we can say that we are being happy. So uh, if we can teach this whole world through love and kindness, so then, as I said at the meditation, if we don't feel hurt within ourselves, and if we feel true happiness within ourselves, if we feel self-love, and if there is no pain in our heart, we can't hurt others. That's a fundamental truth. Yeah, we have another friend raised up hand. Yes, him, you can unmute.
Hello, everyone. This is a really good session. This is my first time.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. I felt that when we were meditating, I felt that I was sitting on the top of mountain.
wow.
Recently I was, by the way, I'm from Nepal, Buddha's birthplace.
Yes.
And recently I visited Lumbini, and then I meditated there. I'm a meditation practitioner, and it gives me sort of inner joy. But I have one question, if you allow me to ask.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
That is regarding expectation. I'm not quite clear um, how how not to expect. It's a little I'm struggling with this thought
That's a
because
really good question.
yeah, and then I mean in theory yes, but in practice, kind of if any act we do, and there is expectation. By the way, I am coming for a full day session on this Saturday. Yeah, just
Ah,
letting you know.
oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can I'll available around 1 p.m. to, I'm sorry, 12 to 1 p.m. At there you can meet me if you need to meet me as a one-on-one session. I have another online program, so I may not do the one day retreat, but there are the other Bhante Revat and Bhante Bodhi will do. That's a different thing. When it comes to your question, that's a really good question. That means expectation is not the problem. So as I start, when we start the program, I have a kind of expectation. Oh, Bermina may present today, so then I can give the co-host, and no one will disturb to the meditation today. That's a kind of expectation, and the problem is attachment to the expectation. Expectation is a one thing, attachment to the expectation is a different thing. So we all have expectations in our lives, but don't attach to that. Attaching means like the clinging. This should happen only this way, not the other ways. So our expectation is a one probability of thousands of realities which can happen in this moment. So therefore, may have expectations, create plans for that, but don't attach that. As an example, if you want to go somewhere, you have to arrange the vacation, you have to have spare some time, you have to take a book tickets and everything, you have to reserve hotel and everything. You have plan and you have expectations, but don't attach to that the don't attach like I will receive a good flight and no disturbance from next seat, and I will have the greatest Airbnb or the hotel which I can have. So if you attach to that, so then your whole vacation will ruin. But if you just have expectation, you made plan, and if you haven't attached, then it won't make you suffer. Did you get my point? You can unmute him. I, you can unmute, or if not, it's okay. The what we what we have to understand is like expectation. Expectation is like imagining something, preparing for something. Attaching means expecting that should happen on this way only, like that neglecting all the other possibilities which can happen in this world. When it doesn't meet our expectation, if we attach, we feel anger, and when it happens, we feel lost and we attach to that, and then we discriminate others. See, you can't experience what I'm experiencing, and we feel like we are superior. All those create so many defilements. Okay. I'm going to the chat. There is a question. Was just one. When we talk about anger like this, does it mean to feel any anger or to expect it, and for it to turn to hatred or both? Let me try to understand the question again. I was just wondering, when we talk about anger like this, okay, I have given the answer. Okay, thank you. Okay, Tracy also saying you will be here today in this Saturday meditation. Yeah, I'll meet you. And if you would like to arrange a meditation program like 1 hour, 1.5 hour in your office or in your with your friends and family, so feel free to arrange and invite us. We'll definitely like to participate voluntarily. That's a promise from us. And are there any other questions you would like to ask from me? Or any others idea or suggestion?
I have a question, actually.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Kind of related to anger is that I've been progressing in not responding, and I'm, feeling more comfortable with that. But I also found that I'm developing this avoidance technique, and
Right.
I don't feel comfortable with that. And how, what can you, what can you say about like, avoiding? I just don't think it's a good thing. Am I right? I don't,
Yes.
I have a particular person who will trigger me
Right.
because they're very gossipy
Right.
and very negative, and I found myself just avoiding. But I want to find a better way.
Yeah, actually, that's a very good question. So, avoiding up to some extent really essential. To the extent is if we can control our anger, that means if that person can't trigger us up to that moment, so we are good. But if we know that this, I'm not sure whether my mind will trigger with these people, talking or dealing with these people, at that time it's better to avoid, because there is another uh, consequences we meet if there are some people who gossiping or saying behind their backs and always being so negative. The reason is, think like this: we all we all think that we suddenly meet a person we haven't met before. So when we see that person, we don't know whether he's good or bad. We are so neutral with that person. Think that after some time he do something bad we don't like. And then the next day when we see that person, even though that person is so friendly and doesn't have even a slight anger or bad idea towards us, we see that person, our mind always start with the negativity, because we already uh, thought started a thought pattern related to negativity. So now again, let's come to that the being present moment. If I ask you to think and tell anything which can happen tomorrow, like 8 a.m., without bringing any data from your past, you will say like, okay, I can say 8 a.m. sunrise, but without bringing any data, I can say anything, because how can I say that sun will rise? That also data which comes from my past or the memories. So likewise, the future, that in our imagination, future is always create as a reflection of our past. That means our own data we have created. If we have negative data, so that means our future always negative. So if we always keep the good side of the others and the people good side of the whole world, and being gratitude what we received, not what worrying about things we haven't had, our imagination data, our future creates from the data we collected as past. Always that imagination is so good and positive. Think that you are that sort of person. Suddenly you meet one who is gossiping and have so many negative and toxic things. So he influenced your thought pattern, and you don't have any negative thought for a certain person. Think that he's you are so neutral with that person, but that person, that the gossiping girl comes and always say, that she has done this and this and this. After some times when you see that person, eventually that frame that your toxic person friend has created will affect. Likewise, it's it's good to avoid toxic people for our own benefit, and avoid getting some ideas. But as a human being, we have some responsibilities, like helping to them. If he or she is a neighbor, so then we have to do the responsibility as a neighbor. If part of our family, as we have our own uh, responsibilities to do them. So therefore we have to practice mindfulness and understand whether I'm dealing with this person in wholesome heart or kind of a unwholesome heart. That's what we have to understand.
Thank you. That's very helpful. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, come and thank you for that nice question. Okay. Are there anyone else?
Yeah, can I ask you another question? I don't know how much time we have.
Yeah.
Um,
Now anyone can leave if they would like. So you can ask question. Okay.
okay, so it might be irrelevant. I don't know. But my question would be more about climate change, natural disaster, all these things. So, um, do do you offer any nature-based meditation, which I think I saw on the flyer, a mindfulness walk, something similar that is more, it shows like how we are in harmony with nature. Any similar program? Maybe I'm new. I have yet to learn other meditation offerings from there. So anything you have?
Yeah. So not particularly, but I can say like this: if someone practice mindfulness and meditations, he or she will definitely be a nature guy, like accepting and seeing the beauty of the nature, and So connecting with the nature, because when we think about the arahants, that means who enlightened when Buddha's time, almost every arahant like to stay in jungle area, sit alone and meditate for long and experience that joyfulness and being with the environment like that. But they did not like to engage with the like the people who are so busy with finding happiness in the materialistic thing. So if anyone practice mindfulness, so he's connecting with the nature, and he'll definitely share true love and kindness not only to the human beings and also to the nature. And when it comes to the walking meditation, yes, when you start the walking meditation, we start to feel the nature far more than when we not practice the mindfulness. It's like this. We start to hear the music of birds chirping, and how the sand is so smooth, how how greenery is the surroundings and everything. So you will understand it by your own self once you're practicing the mindfulness.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you so much. Because I organize Eco Peace Trek in Nepal. I take group from different country, and we go to visit in Buddha's birthplace, of course, Lumbini, and many other places. And one of the practices, we meet with monk, and I mean, that yes, you're right. But a little bit some more focus on they take in the middle of the forest or in the Himalayas, and they involve in meditation. You are right. In many ways, it's similar, but then maybe branding or name is a bit different. So yeah, that's just sharing. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
The setting of the monastery is in nature. I was there a couple weeks ago, and it's amazing how quiet it is out there. So I think you're really going to enjoy the all day when you go to the monastery.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So we have a creek next to the monastery. When you come, don't forget to go there and see the nature a little bit. So after the after the mindfulness eating, you have some time to go there. And yeah, okay. I think it's 9:42 in here, Eastern Coast time. So it's time to share the blessings and merits with you. Okay, bring your palms together and let's share all the good deeds and merits, blessings we accumulated by personally I teaching meditation, and you listening and practicing meditations, and we all having positive mindfulness conversation. So, by the power of these merits, may your all good wishes come true. May you all be well and happy. May you all able to experience the supreme bliss of happiness. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu means excellent in Buddha's language in Pali. And yes, may you all be well and happy. Namo Buddhaya.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're all welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Good night.
good night.